Alright guys, happy to say the X-Treme X-Men team has made the Goblin trial significantly easier than what we had to deal with on the first run. So in this video, I'm going to first talk to the mid-game, end-game players, okay? Because I think this is an objective win for you. And then I'm going to speak to my experience on the new account I'm making, because it's a whole other side of the coin, and it is ugly, and it is dirty, and it doesn't make sense. There's so much easy wins they could have. I strongly suggest you check out both of these parts of the video, and make sure you check out the old Goblin guide videos, because only the Global Blaster section has truly changed. The other sections are still the same. Go check out those videos. They will help you a lot. But yeah, you're going to want to see what these new players are going through. If you recommend a friend to play this game, this is the type of nonsense that they get to enjoy when a cool event happens. It's crazy. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you leave it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you enjoy. So here we are on the big account, and I think there's like 3 tracks of people that's important to talk about when we look at mid-game or veteran players that are pushing this for this event or just topping their characters off. The first track will be people like my account, where I had Green Goblin just outside of 7 stars. I only needed 1.35 million to get to milestone 43. Got that done. It was super easy. 1.35 million. That's all I needed. The next group of people, if you're in the champions bracket and you don't see these ranked awards, then you only need 1.5 million to get your milestones. I don't know why it's more than the people who are not there, but it is 1.5 million. It's not that big a difference. We'll talk about the difference in packs there. And then there's the third type of player. The type of player who's super far from 7 yellow stars on Goblin right now. So not only do they want to hit all the milestones, but they want to push as far as possible into these ranked awards because they want these goodies. By the way, I'm not sure if you're getting the times 20 here. I'm not sure. We've asked. We haven't got an answer yet. If you are in that third track of people, I strongly suggest you check out the next part of this video where we show like a cheat code for the Global Blaster section, which was by far the hardest section, the section that cost people the most resources. Check out the solution we have for that now with the new X-Treme team, which we're going to talk about. And then go check out the main videos I made during this trial. There's a lot of in-depth strategies there, turn orders, kill orders, all that kind of stuff that people really gravitate towards. It really helped them, and that should help you too. So combine what you're about to learn in about a minute with what we're going to talk about in those videos, and you should be able to push your ranked awards really far. My kid's running in here. I got to speed this up. So if you only need 1.35 million, you're going to want to put Warp World on. That's going to give you your war buffs. If you're doing difficulty 8, which by the way, we're doing difficulty 8 for both of these, 1.35, 1.5. You have your new Avengers built up. That's good for you. You want Warp World turned on. Next one you're going to want to turn on is going to be your Snake Eyes. Now, Snake Eyes is going to bring you up to 1323. Efficiency is only about 2,000 per match. So you're not going to get up to 1.35 that way. So I would suggest throwing on Next Generations. Now you're at 1.355. No efficiency needed. Now if you need the 1.5 million, we're going to go back down here. I definitely want to throw Second Wind on. I don't want to throw Power Dynamics. We're going to throw Science Bros on. And then we're going to throw Warp World on. Now we only need 19,000 points. We'll easily get that from efficiency. Again, it's about 2,500 points on efficiency per win. And that's it. That's how you're going to get your 1.5 right on the dot. You're going to finish those milestones. I wish you guys all the best of luck. Check out these strategies coming up to help you push those Global Blaster sections. They are brutal. All right, so this is going to be the first new best change for the Green Goblin trial. So when the first Green Goblin trial came, it was incredibly difficult to get through the Global Blaster section. And then along came X-Treme X-Men, especially, and I do mean this literally, especially Cyclops. So one of the things I would recommend is prepping Cyclops' charges on the first note. I would actually also suggest prepping Sunspot's charges. After I did this first burn attack, I was like, you know what, I could have just thrown the full X-Treme team in here. We're not doing the highest difficulty to get 1.3 or even 1.5, depending on which track you're trying to get through. So you can go full X-Treme in here. I have done it since. And you still get through it very quickly. Like, I'm bringing Sus and Apocalypse here for no reason other than to speed it up. Magic is just there to give charges. You can still bring Magic if you want instead of, I don't know, nope, you can't. Never mind, because you want Forge to bring you back up. Nightcrawler is too damn good to replace. Just go in there with full X-Treme team. And you can just get this done. Cyclops is going to get at least as many charges, if not more. Sunspot will get some charges. Then Sunspot's going to come in, give your Gambit energy on spawn, all that good stuff. So, yeah, prep your X-Treme team. And once you do that, the following Global Blaster nodes get so much easier, especially the opening cull nodes in the next section, which we're going to go talk about right now. Let's fast forward through this. So when you go into the next Global Blaster section, I think you still want Archangel. The turn rewinds are clutch. The buff stealing is clutch. The offense up, the cleanse, clutch, clutch, clutch. He's still a good character. If you're only doing this trial now for the second time, then hopefully, you've had him built up for quite a while. If you're building this up, 2 years from now and you're trying to get Apocalypse and you don't need to build up Archangel anymore, maybe he's not a choice for you, which is fine. You'll have a different Global Blaster character by then. But watch this. Cyclops says, get the frick out of here. The offense up from Sunspot, the charges that he had his ult ready, just completely annihilates them, and away you go. Speaking of the extra 5th, I also like bringing in Darkhawk here. I don't use Pegasus on the Technos. I just keep using Superior 6 like we talked about because I don't think it's necessary. Superior 6 is just an easier way to keep their cooldowns in mind and go from node to node. It's really easy with the Superior 6 team. And that way Darkhawk can come in here and he can just be like an extra hand. He can get killed. He can get a bunch of damage out there. He can do defense down. He does a lot of interesting stuff. And you probably haven't built up big because the Pegasus team is really good. So that's the first Global Blaster node. I didn't even need to talk about the strategy because you kind of just nuke through it. And then as you see here, Sunspot comes in. I think he only has 3 charges, but he does give that energy out. And then if we look at the abilities, he's only a couple turns away from his ultimate at this point. He just gives himself energy. Cyclops is ready to ult, and away goes that wave. And that is why the X-Treme team saved the Goblin Crucible from sucking forever. Because the X-Treme characters are just too damn good. Prep your Cyclops on the first node. Prep your Sunspot too, so he has more charge than the few that you see on him here. And just enjoy the ride. And then use Superior 6 and go from there. The last 2 nodes we'll talk about, the new Avengers. There is still a little bit of strategy to employ there. Mostly just how you leave the first node. Let's go discuss that real quick. Alright, so this is the next pain point for some people, and that's going to be the new Avengers nodes. Now, the Rebirth node is what it is. You got to reset it till somebody doesn't die. Eventually, you get to pop off with your abilities, and eventually you just get ahead of the Wakandans. But the new Avengers nodes, there's a little bit of strategy you need to employ at the beginning. This opening turn right here, I kept resetting it until I did not hit a big-time Spider-Man. Now, I don't have to do that at this lower difficulty with my new Avengers team, but I want to do that to show you, like, this is what we used to, right? And just for the record, if you are having problems, I would go back and watch the videos I made for the Green Goblin trial way back when, because I was doing difficulty 10 then, and it was like, if I made a mistake, I would die, right? So I don't have that fear now, but you might. So I would keep resetting this until I didn't hit big time, and then you want to thing stun the big time in the top left corner. In those videos, it's very polished. You can see exactly what I'm going for there. So we stun the big time, which means we only got to eat 1 big time ultimate, and from there we just kind of start taking people out. We got lots of chain attacks. The one thing you do need to be careful of in this particular, also, the Coulson ultimate always hits the big time in the corner for some reason. The one thing you do need to be careful about with this particular node is you're not going to kill it as quickly as I am, first of all. But you need to be careful about not leaving this node without cooldowns. That Tiger ultimate, you cannot use it on this node. You need to have that available for the opening on, well, you don't have to, but you should, for the 10th node, because that's what gives trauma, and that's what lets you put debuffs on the Heroes for Hire members and hold those debuffs. You don't have a heal block for them, but they bleed out, they drop a charge, they bleed out again, they drop a charge, and that's kind of how you're able to handle that last node with the War trait turned on. And that'll be it. That's how you can do difficulty 8 to get that 1.5 million, just so you can get all those milestones completed. If you want to push further, I would suggest the original videos, which will give you a much more in-depth look at the hard moments in this trial. Alright guys, that's it. That's the big thing that's made the Green Goblin trial so much better for all players, is the existence of the X-Treme team and Cyclops. I'm glad they gave diamonds out in that raid season. I'm hoping it's helping you guys out a lot. Let me know how you feel in the comment section below. Let me know if you went and you used these tools in there and got a much easier path through those milestones, or even pushing the rankings. And I look forward to reading those comments, just because I think it's an interesting look. Now, at my account level 55, I just got the ISO campaign today. I got some ISO farming, and so you see a couple ISO characters here and there, like on Nightcrawler, on Venom, Carnage, Gambit, Vulture, Doc Ock. So I have it on a few characters, but nothing crazy. We definitely are lacking red stars on everybody but Vulture. We got a 6 red star on Vulture. And honestly, when I look at difficulty 3, most of my characters maybe I would get through one node. Maybe it would be a super stretch, especially with some of the things we're going to be turning on here. So it's not worth it, and that doesn't really get us any meaningful amount of rewards. Now, what I'd like to talk about a little bit is the rewards for this event. I've been screaming about this since I started the new player account. Like, why? You have 2 empty slots in all of these. Would it have killed you to move these advanced laser torches and these advanced catalysts further down and just slapped in like 100 or 200 blue raid orbs in there? Would it have killed you to slap in 2,000 of the blue training modules? Not training modules, but the ability materials in there? Like, 100,000 you get from doing difficulty 1 and full clearing it. Now, this would be a new player thing. This would be a good thing that they could do with so little effort just by putting blue gear in on the first milestone. It's crazy that they don't. It boggles my mind that they don't. I don't know. They don't understand how bad the green-blue gear crunch is, especially when people start moving off to that purple and the orange gear. And those characters, they're no longer getting the same amount of influx that they do from raids and stuff, because now they're getting orange gear from the raids. They're getting more purple gear from the raids. They start getting teal gear from the raids. And those players can't gear up their new characters past blue gear in the mid-game because of this. Like, it's such a backwards issue to have that is as simple as in events like this and in events like the current Blitz event, just slapping in 100 blue gear orbs in every single event. Because why not? If a new player is coming up and they're playing in the events enough to actually clear the first difficulty of the Goblin campaign, why not give those players an abundance of blue gear to play around with, to make mistakes like we all made when we first started playing this game? It boggles my mind. Anyway, we're going to difficulty 2. I'm going to talk about my thought process in what I would do. Now, this will apply as you climb up further and further, okay? Because originally when I make these videos, it's to score as high as possible. When you're in the mid game and the early game, the goal is not to score as high as possible, it's to get as many milestones as you can get without trying to kill yourself, in my opinion. Because like I'm not going to get top 50, I'm not going to get top 500, nothing like that is on the table. For me, it's just how far can I push myself. So when I look at the rewards, I see, I need 100,000 points for milestone 1, 125, then 150, and then 175. But I look at the 175 rewards, I'm like, do I care? Do I care about armor catalysts or about these charged particles? Do I? Because the purple gear is at least more available than the blue gear, and I'm stuck behind blue gear anyway, so purple gear doesn't do anything for me right now. So I probably just want to try and get a score of around 150. I probably just want to get a score around 150, so I'll do difficulty 2, which is already going to be 142. The max health stuff, we're not going to play with that. On spawn, new warrior characters gain rebirth trait. Yep, sure, don't really care. Young Avengers gain the Heroes for Hire trait. Actually, that'll affect the last node. Let's not do that. On spawn, Pegasus characters gain the new Avengers trait. Hydra gains the Masters of Evil. Sure, I'm down with that one. We're already at 146. On spawn, player characters gain increased crit hit chance. Enemy characters gain increased crit hit damage. I'm good with that. And we're at 150. I can stop. Now, I guess what I would look at, is there any packs that would actually help me? On turn, characters remove all positive effects from self and heal 10% of max life for each positive effect removed. So I'm thinking about the characters I'm going to use. I might throw in Nightcrawler. I might throw in Gambit. The speed up will actually get its benefit in between the turns getting removed anyway. So Gambit speed up is still going to be useful. The regens from Doc Ock will not heal as much as 10% of max health. So I think this would actually impact me in a good way. The symbiotes don't get any buffs. Vulture is not going to get offense up because we're not using like Spider Slayer or Shocker in there. So I think power dynamics would actually give me more benefit than detriment. But then I got to think about the nodes and what this will do to my enemies. How much is this going to heal them? And what I keep coming back to is at least they won't have defense up. At least they won't have immunity. At least they won't have offense up. I think power dynamics will actually be helpful to me. I think I'll be able to kill them before it matters. When any character drops below 50% life, grant 2 ability energy for themselves. I think I like that one too. I do. I think I like that one too because I can play around with it, make sure my enemies aren't getting pushed, and then I can make use of it. When any character drops below 50% health, characters on the opposing side flip negative effects into positive effects. I'm definitely not going to do this one. because I have my symbiotes, and we're going to be doing a lot of bleeds. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff like that, and if one of my characters drops, it all gets flipped into positive effects for them? No thanks. All war abilities are active during this run? Hell no. So I'm going to have Superior 6 members, that's cool and all, but the last node, the node that I'm going to have to clear to get the 150 points, has Heroes for Hire on it. That is a hard pass from me, dog. There's no way I'm going to be walking into, well, Infestation on the first one, and then Heroes for Hire on the second. No, that's not going to happen. So let's go back, and we can actually take some off. I can take Science Bros off, and you know what? I think these 3 actually will impact me in a positive way. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run this now. I'm not going to bore you through it. Maybe I'll pause it, play it fast forward, stop if there's a moment that's interesting, or it's just going to fade to black. We'll start talking about the big account. The cool new characters that are in the game that are making this a lot easier for us now. All right, so we just got up to whatever mission we're on right now. It says mission 10, but no, it's a mission 7. And they introduced tags at this point? Why? This is difficulty 2 we're on, and you're introducing City, Blaster, Tech, and Hero tags? Why? Because I've never cared to look this low, because I always thought the portion of players that would hit this issue must be infinitesimally small, but it's not, because I've been hearing about them. I've been interacting with them. I've been talking with them. These are the players that are going through the very beginning, and they're either going to fall in love with the game or immediately become sour to the game. You know what the difference in the top score between difficulty 1 and difficulty 2 is? It's 1 milestone. Like, I'm going to get to milestone 1 here. I'm going to get the 100,000 points. I'm going to get garbage purple gear. We already went over it. That should be just a shit ton of blue gear for players that are in this same sort of level range. But now I won't even be able to do milestone 2 or milestone 3. Like, you can't put enough packs on difficulty 1 to reach those scores. Like, difficulty 2 was going to max out at 180 if I had everything equipped. But I was going to get milestone 3 because I had a bunch equipped. But you introduce tags on the last 4 nodes? Why? Why would you do that? We already know that you need to do difficulty 4, difficulty 5 to get 450,000 points to unlock him with the ranked awards on top of this. Why are you gating your shitty bottom tier milestones like this? You have the mode open to these players, which is good, but then you're gating it behind stupid, like, nonsensical bullshit like that? Why? Why? That's the only question I need to know. Why? All right. Anyway, we're gonna do this. I happen to have some interesting city characters. I'll be able to get through this. I'm gonna go in here with the Sinister 6 symbiote team. There's an Apocalypse on this node. There's a Rogue on this node. But the low-level stuff, I think, is interesting enough to share. I'm flabbergasted at who made that decision? Who in the office was like, you know what? Fuck our new players. How about that? How about fuck them? We don't like them. Why? I just don't understand. I'm having a very hard time understanding the decision maker behind that. You should have no tags. No tags up to difficulty 5. Whatever the difficulty is, where you actually get the Green Goblin unlocked, there should be no tags. Because why would you put tags there? Jesus. That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Whatever. I guess, whatever. We gotta save some cooldowns for when the Apocalypse drops. We gotta have ability blocks ready for him and the Rogue. We also gotta deal with the Magneto and the Archangel when they come in. It's an interesting node from a low-level player experience where you don't have, like, Superior 6, you don't have T4s on them and everything like that. There's some interesting moments here. So I think it's kind of cool to show. Dark Beast's gonna bleed out. I'm gonna put, not an ability block. Let's do the ultimate. Lots of good damage. We got slow on the Magneto. It's good because he's definitely gonna get speed up. Alright, let's finish him. Alright, so there go the blinds out the window. I'll try and see if we can't finish this Archangel. My Vulture is really high red stars. He's carrying me for sure. Let's get this ability block on the Rogue. Good stuff. Now, let's finish the Archangel. Let's try and spread some stuff here. Nice, we spread an ability block. We'll keep going for the Rogue. Apocalypse, I think, is going to drop in at any second. Maybe one more kill is all it needs. Alright, so Rogue is no longer ability block because she doesn't have slow, so let's remedy that. Alright, spread that defense down. That'd be nice. Sweet. Immediately drops off. Vulture stun is not my favorite thing in the world. Alright, there you go. We can get a slow on the rogue. We'll do the ult just because it hits multiple times. Alright, Apocalypse is definitely dropping in now. Okay, cool. Let's get the ability block on Apocalypse. As well as some damage. We take the rogue out. I can spread this. I don't know why I spreaded it, but whatever. Silver Samurai's gone. Heartless is still in it, doing his thing. Summoning would be useless. Let's get a slow out there. Just a one turn slow where I'm at, but that's okay. And you see, the baby Apocalypse is definitely baby. Definitely baby. He's not going to get a turn. And I guess that's going to be it. Like, I may be able to beat the next blaster node. I got a couple Sinister 6 blasters, I think. And we have Gambit built up. I don't know. But let me know what you guys feel about that. I feel a way about that. I feel a way about building the community up and having more players join in the fun. It makes leaderboard percentages better for everybody. It just makes the game more fun to have more people sharing the experience. This was such a stupid decision that they made. Hey, let's go talk about some good news on the bigger accounts for you guys who are veteran players who are just going to be able to crush this. Alright, look. I beat the nodes with the traits because I'm a veteran player and I built up characters I needed to for the right time. I stand by my putting traits in difficulty 2 is dumb stance. I will not budge from that stance. I'm going to get like a 160k score here. I'm not going to unlock Green Goblin anyway. I'm going to get an additional 5 Green Goblin shards and like 50 purple gear. But the traits are dumb, okay? The traits are hella dumb. And I don't know. Treat your new players better. You're doing great for veteran players recently, but you got to increase that new player experience. You got to make it better. You promised you're going to make it better. Make it better. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.